tonight from Toms River, New Jersey. It is a big Shore Conference matchup between the Mariners of Toms River North and the Toms River South Indians. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Toms River South High School. I'm Jack Hibbert, joined again this week by Mark Narducci. And Mark, not only do we have two great teams in this one tonight, of course, Toms River North at 6-0, Toms River South at 5-1. We've got one huge neighborhood rivalry.
Jack, I'll tell you, last year 9,000 people came to this game, and of course Toms River North won 28-27. This year, not as many fans probably could be accommodated, but it is filling up very fast. It's one of the great rivalries in the state.
Mark, you arrived, I think, somewhere about 2 hours before kickoff. I was here an hour before kickoff. The stands were already full, and people were cheering, so they're ready for football here tonight. As we said, we've got two great teams, really some outstanding talent on both sides of the football tonight. When you take a look at Toms River North, they're flying high, as we said, 6-0. They use a lot of players, Mark, both ways. One of those guys is Charlie Henry.
Yeah, and Henry is described by Toms River South coach Brian Wilkinson as a load. Here's a guy that'll play fullback, middle linebacker, 6 foot, 235. He's also a versatile player. He caught a 12-yard touchdown pass last week against Manalapan, so they could use him in a lot of different ways.
Mark, the South offense, a very potent offense. It can explode on you in a hurry, and one of the guys you have to watch is an outstanding receiver. His name is Antoine Kearney, coming off a career high a week ago.
Yeah, he had 3 touchdown receptions last week, eight catches last week. There you see the 7 touchdown receptions, 2 more on returns, so he can hurt you a lot of ways. I think, Jack, that he'll be one of the best receivers that we will see this year in New Jersey on CNE.
You know, Mark, you talked about the rivalry, you talked about the fans, and I'd have to say one thing. The matchup between these two teams, I mean, even though they both have outstanding records, I don't think any lead is safe in this ball game.
Well, I think all you have to do is go all the way back to last year when Toms River South led 27-7 and North came back to win 28-27. So the fans know not to leave early.
Big neighborhood rivalry. Toms River North taking on Toms River South. The kickoff is coming up next. Stay with us. I'm Jack Hibbert along with Mark Narducci, set for Toms River North versus Toms River South. And what a great neighborhood rivalry this is. Mark, we've been looking forward to this one, and the pageantry alone is just something to experience here. And like I said, these folks arrived early and have been celebrating even before kickoff.
Hey, Jack, the other thing to remember, even though they're in different divisions, both teams, as you see the game time weather, Jack.
Yeah, and we wouldn't want it. You were going to just blow right by my report, weren't you, partner? It's 50 degrees. It's going to get a lot colder than that before this is over. This will probably be the coldest night of the football season. You see the wind not really a factor here this evening, and we've got clear skies, so we don't expect any weather to be a factor except for the cold. There's a look at Bob Nanny. In his 15th season here, an outstanding record for Toms River North, 97-58.
3 sectional titles in that time, too, and again, this year, Toms River North in Central Jersey Group 4. They had been in South Jersey Group 4 all those years. And Brian Wilkinson in his 3rd season with a 17-9 career record. Now, again, right now, the top seed in South Jersey Group 3 has already clinched a playoff spot, but does have a game in hand on number 2 Deptford. Both of these teams, I was going to say, Jack, are seeded first in their respective groups. So this is a very important game to keep if they want to keep up and try to get those top seeds in the playoffs.
Not to mention the bragging rights of the neighborhood on the line again tonight. I'll tell you, in a real touch of class as we get set for the opening kickoff tonight, both bands off the air during our commercial break, but both bands got together to play the national anthem. Remember, both these schools in the same school district.
Hey, and by the way, Toms River East is 6-0, so that's a pretty fair fall for the Toms River football schools.
Yeah, combine these two teams, 11-1. So some pretty successful football going on here at Toms River. Joe Zito will return the kickoff for the North, and the Mariners fumble. They cover it. And fortunately for Toms River North, they don't start with a mistake. That was very close to disaster as Joe Rankin fell on it. In fact, Joe Rankin is the guy we're looking at, the quarterback for this Toms River North team, top-rated quarterback in his conference, in his division. And he leads this Mariner football team.
By the way, big hit by number 22, Chris Shimizu, that time by Toms River South.
I mentioned that Rankin, the top-rated quarterback in his division, he came in completing 58% of his passes. 1st and 10 for the Mariners. Rankin over center. They run from a pro I set and stay in the I on 1st down and come right up the middle.
13 to the ball.
Brad Osborne carries for Toms River North.
By number 77, Nick Liguori.
Nick Liguori makes the stop. There's Toms River North's starting lineup. We talked about the quarterback: Osborne, Connolly, Henry, and Zito and West. For Toms River, the offensive line for North: Ward, Daniel, Foy, Larkins, and Naira.
Larkins, 76, a 1A prospect.
Just a pickup of 1 for Osborne. It's 2nd and 9, and again stopped right at the line of scrimmage. That was Osborne again. I think he lost a yard. It may mark his forward progress for 1. Here's a look defensively for Toms River South. Bilquist, Ace, Liguori, and Carbone. Up front, the linebackers: Stetsko, Saraceno, Kirk, and in the backfield it's Shimizu, Long, Zaraju, and Aiken for Toms River South. Third down for the Mariners. Their opening series of plays. Rankin will look to throw. The ball was tipped, and it falls just short of Andrew Connolly. Kennelly unable to come up with a catch.
Well, he was originally going to Joe Zito, but Shimizu, number 22, had him covered, so he had to go to a secondary receiver that time, and there you saw the tip along the line of scrimmage that time. Stetsko getting his hand on there.
So 4th down, and the Mariners will punt it away. Joe Zito will kick it away, and here comes Toms River South. They're going to get it back in good field position as Antoine Kearney has it. He's still on his feet dancing around and actually ends up losing a couple of yards as he tries to go east to west instead of straight up field. This Toms River South offense led by a pretty good quarterback in their own right, Mike Jump, who's having an outstanding season for South. Jump came in leading his division at quarterback, completing on 43% of his passes. He's thrown for 7 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions so far this year.
One of those guys that has waited his turn and made the most of it starting as a senior.
The Indians line up in an I formation. A Jump will throw on 1st down. He has it out quickly to number
White Jump pass to number 81, Andrew Triola.
81, Andrew Triola.
Brought down by number 10, Dave West.
Triola with a number change here before the game, so he is number 81.
Official timeout.
Quick out. Toms River South will pass early and often. They like to throw a lot of slants and get the receivers a chance to run with the ball after the catch. That obviously wasn't a slant that time, but also, and we're going to see it a lot tonight as well, as they're going to be throwing the fade to Kearney because he can really leap.
Picked up 9 yards on 1st down to the Indians. In fact, so close to the 1st down marker that they did measure. They're just a little bit short.
And again, you know, we've heard so much about Kearney. That was Triola's 15th reception on the year. So he's been a very good complementary receiver in this attack.
Ball down Mariner territory.
This one of those waist downs, as you see there, just inches to go for the 1st down. The ball just across midfield now at the 45-yard line. In fact, the linesman holding the football.
Don't be surprised, if not on this play, if they do go deep on one of these so-called waist downs, as you say, Jack.
Jump with a long snap count, and he will throw on 2nd down, and he has it out, and it is complete to James Wiggins. And Wiggins has a 1st down inside the 40-yard line to the 39.
James Wiggins is complete. Brought down by number 10 West, number 30, Henry. 1st down.
So 2 plays, 2 pass plays, and the Indians on the move.
Ball down about the 37-yard line.
And interesting, too, that Triolo and Wiggins getting the call.
Niels are running back to watch tonight. There's the rest of the backfield for Toms River South. Up front, it's Payton, LaQuarrie, Lawyer, Cavillo, and Nasiro for the Indians. We'll give you the defensive lineup for North in just a moment. They go on the ground and pick up healthy yardage on first down to the 31-yard line. That's Rob Michelici with the carry on first down. Here's a look defensively for Toms River North. Larkins, Nanny, Daniel, and Locker. Nanny, of course, the coach's son, just a sophomore. Kennelly, Savitsky, and Henry, the linebackers. We highlighted Henry in the opening. And in the backfield, it's Zito, West, Armstrong, and Zubko for Toms River North. Second down. Pickup of about 6 on first down by Michelici. They'll swing it out in the flat, and they were looking again for Andrew Triola. That one falls incomplete. First incomplete pass tonight for Toms River South. South, as we mentioned, can be explosive. Last week against Hal, Mark, this offense racked up 27 points in the second quarter.
You know, Dave West came up on that ball very well, came close to making the interception, number 10 for Toms River North.
He said Jump's only thrown 3 picks all year. Third down.
You knew one?
They'll go to the first man through and pick up only about 2. Michelici, the ball carrier. Big number 76. Josh Larkins at 285 pounds in there to make the stop.
Well, Jack, he's a definite 1A prospect. He's already made a visit to Purdue. I know he's been talking to Notre Dame, and again, it's 6'2", maybe not as big as they like, but he looks like the type of guy that the next level could be a classic nose guard.
That defense has some bulk up front. We talked about Larkins just a moment ago. Coach's son, Ryan Nanny, also 285 pounds. Fourth down, about 2 to go for the first. Big early down in this ball game. And it may be that South took too much time. That'll be a critical mistake, and that's exactly what it is. A delay of game will push them back 5 yards. Boy, that's a tough break for the Indians. Here's the call.
I got a dead ball foul. Delay the game on the offense.
Joe Maroney leads our officials tonight. Robert Pommler, the umpire, the linesman Ken Cassell, Paul Pacifico, the line judge. Back judge is Matt Hubner. Robert Fairweather is our clock operator. The clock is official. 7:43 to go here in the first quarter. South, who had a 4th and short, now looking at 4th and 7. Again from the I formation. You'd expect to see jump throw here. Doesn't have any time to throw as he gets sacked. Number 22, Andrew Kennelly in to make the stop.
Andrew Kennelly.
I don't think Kennelly was touched that time, Jack, as he's coming in from the outside. You saw him there. Nobody picked him up on the blitz.
And it looked like that was the responsibility of one of the guys coming out of the backfield. Looked like just a missed block, as you mentioned, and the Mariners will take over in good field position at the 45-yard line. They come straight forward with Osborne, and Osborne a pickup of about 5 to midfield.
Osborne just 185 pounds, but much stronger. Look at him take on and just push away the tacklers that time. You know, he ran right over Stetsko, number 80, who's going to make a lot of tackles here tonight. He had 21 in the game earlier against Central Regional.
2nd and 5. Again from the I formation. Rankin with a give again to Osborne. This time not as much success as he picks up only a yard before being stopped on the play by Kyle Bilquist.
That was a great job by Bilquist that time, playing off the block. and making the tackle, number 69. There you see 69. He played off the block and really showing some quickness in there at that defensive end.
Big play by Bilquist to hold Osborne to only a yard. So it'll be 3rd down and 4. They'll split the backs out of the eye this time, and Rankin will look to throw. He's got time. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted on the play that time by Vinny Stetsko. He had the best shot out of it, but the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Nick Ligori, number 77 that time, got a great rush, gets his hand up there, right there, makes the block, the tip that time. And Rankin had some time.
So on 4th down, they'll punt it away. Chris Shea back deep to receive for the Indians. He will take it in traffic. He muffs the punt, but I think Toms River South recovered. Let's wait and see. There's a little rugby scrum going on, but I think underneath the pile, it will be Chris Shimizu who comes up with the ball. So Toms River South taking over. We are deadlocked in a tie. We'll be back in a moment. Start 1st and 10. Fortunately for them, back inside the 20-yard line. The give to Rob Michaliki.
Well, it's a good thing that Larkin, 76, got a hand on Michaliki because he could have gone a lot further. Again, Larkins has been outstanding. Watch 76. Just get enough of him right there, just hanging on and bringing him down. That's a great tackle.
Pick up a 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 upcoming for Toms River South. A little movement at the line of scrimmage, but it looks like everybody stays put, and the play goes nowhere. Once again, clogging things up is Josh Larkins defensively for Toms River North.
Jack, they have not been able to block Larkins, number 76, so far.
3rd down, 6.
No gain on the play, so it remains 3rd and 6. Triola checks in as a receiver for the Indians. Mike Jump looks things over on 3rd down. Little option play. He's hit as he gets rid of the football. Got it to Lonzo Neal, who's been very quiet so far, and will lose a couple of yards on the play.
Great job by Charlie Henry. He got in there, number 30, made the hit that time on Jump, forced him to pitch it a little bit early. That's a great job by Henry, and then everybody else converging.
So another punt upcoming. South will have to give the ball back, and North ought to get it in good field position. Joe Zito back to receive. He'll run up. Well, now they'll let it bounce, and picking it up late is Robert Rossano, and Rossano upended at the 44-yard line. Hey, if you're looking for more great high school football action, then be sure to tune in tomorrow for another hard-hitting battle right here on Comcast Varsity Sports Zone. We've got 2 more good ones coming depending on your region. So if you're looking for some of the area's best teams, players or coaches, keep it here right at CN8 and get in the zone.
By the way, Nick Nordi, number 33, got a great rush that time on the punt.
1st and 10 as they start the chop here again for their defense. Flags on the play. The pass is complete out to Zito, but this one may be coming back. That was a pickup of only 3, but let's wait and see about the flag.
Flag on the play. Illegal procedure against Ford. 5-yard penalty.
Mark, it's been a long time since you've been part of any band, hasn't it? As you can hear, we're right behind the band section. And by the way, we talked about, here's the call first from our official.
Illegal procedure, offense, we're going to replay 1st down.
We talked about these bands before we started. Honestly, they put some college bands to shame, both in terms of size and ability.
Certainly two of the better ones we've seen this year.
Without question. 1st and 15 after the penalty for the Mariners. Neither offense able to dent the scoreboard yet, as you see, with 3:20 left to go here in the first. Rankin again with his backs in the eye. He'll throw on 1st and 15, and that is knocked down. Once again, causing havoc defensively for South was Nick Liguori. Liguori got his hand on that thing again. That's the second time here in the first quarter.
And Liguori's only 5'10", but getting his hand up there and making the block that time.
You'll see Charlie Henry nearly came down with the ball here.
Jack, both teams are getting good initial protection, which is showing that the secondaries of both teams are shutting down these receivers.
So after the incomplete, it is 2nd down and 15. Rankin will keep it on the ground this time, and Kennelly with the carry for North, and he gets that penalty yardage back and much more as he gets out across the 50-yard line to the 49.
I'll tell you what, Charlie Henry, number 30, did a great job. Watch the fullback, the lead block right there, opening it up for Kennelly that time, and he just keeps moving.
Yeah, because Mark Bilquist got pretty good penetration that time before he got knocked out of the play.
Yeah, he blocked the defensive end, Kyle Bilquist, right out of that play.
3rd and short after the big pickup by Kennelly. They will throw. At least Rankin's looking for a receiver, and he's got one complete to Zito, who's got a 1st down across the 45-yard line. Picked up the 1st down by about a yard. That's it. He comes up limping a little bit, as you can see there, and will have to leave.
Well, Rankin is going with some short drops because, and again, Jack, they're getting plenty of time. The offensive line, I think, from both teams are doing a good job. Finds a secondary receiver, and that's a nice job by Rankin that time. Not panicking back there.
But the Mariners move the chains, and it's 1st and 10 with the ball at the 44-yard line. Rankin. The man out of the flat this time is Dave West, and West loses a couple of yards, but not before he picked up the 1st down out to the 33-yard line.
What North did that time, they flooded that area. They sent 2 receivers on that side, cleared it out, and then there you saw West was wide open. The receivers cleared it out.
West,
and again, all of these runners are getting extra yardage. As you see there, he almost fumbled it, as you mentioned, but they're getting extra yardage after the hit. Tough running.
West with his 17th catch of the season.
1st down for the Mariners.
And another 1st down for Toms River North. Split the backs this time, and on the misdirection, they will give it to Osborne, and Brad Osborne with another 1st down. All the way down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Osborne came in with 572 yards rushing and picks up a healthy piece of real estate there.
Got a really nice block by number 55, Nick Daniel, that time. As you said, on the misdirection, watch Daniel pulling right there and opens up the hole, and that's a terrific cut by Osborne. That's a classic case of reading your block there.
First real threat of the night for either team. First time that either team's been red zone. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line for the Mariners. They'll go with Osborne again over that left side. He again works off a couple of blocks and gets inside the 15, but the ball comes loose, and our first turnover will go in favor of Toms River South. At the
41. That's a big break because the North offensive line was really having its own way. Getting big chunks of yardage, and Urell there, opportunistic, picking up the fumble.
So South with a very key turnover. North commits the turnover. South the benefactor of it with 49 seconds left to go here in the first. Little double pump action by Jump. He's going long, and he had in its sights Triola. But good coverage back there by Toms River North to deflect that one away.
I'll tell you, West number 10 was with him step for step that time. Excellent coverage. And you know, because South floods so many receivers at you, a lot of times you're in man-to-man coverage.
Second down, 10.
West with him right there. Actually may have jumped a little bit early that time to get that ball, but was able to make the play.
There you see our time remaining here in the first quarter. Second down and 10 after the incomplete. Coming out of the backfield is number 26, Lonzel Neal. Neal really the featured back in this offense. He's been quiet here in the first quarter. Had 300 yards in a game earlier this year, over 300 yards. But his first real impact tonight.
Watch 44, Rob Mitchell-Litchie this time. A lead block, boom, right there. Opening up some area for Neal. Neal has had a 300-yard game earlier this year, so you know he can be explosive.
Savitsky was the one who held up and got pancaked out in front of that play. As you see, the clock winding down to zeros here at the end of the first quarter. 0-0 as the huge crowd here at Toms River enjoys the neighborhood rivalry. We'll be back with second quarter action right after these words. From Toms River South High School, Jack Hibbert along with Mark Narducci. 0-0 ball game and a 3rd down and 5 for the hometown Indians. They'll go on the ground on 3rd and 5, and there goes Neal. Look out at the 40. Watch this guy go. The 10-yard line and a touchdown. Neal, who's broken some big ones this season, but that's got to be one of his highlights of the year.
Jack, it was the element of surprise because they were obviously playing for pass on 3rd and 5.
Extra point attempt upcoming. It is up, and it is good. Nick Ligori with the extra point, and it is 7-0. And what a turnaround for South, Mark, who was back on their heels defensively. Toms River North in the red zone. They commit the turnover, and they take it 83 yards down the other way, capping it off with a 65-yard run by Neal.
Neal with 8 touchdowns. He's been the big play guy all season for this team. And they lined him up. On that left side, there were hardly any defenders that time, Jack. I mean, they were playing for the pass on that.
First play of the second quarter results in 6 for Toms River South. And as you can hear, the celebration begins for these Indian fans.
And the other thing is you could see his speed because as he was getting near the end zone, I thought West had a decent angle on him. Wasn't able to get him as Neal really turned it up another notch.
Those afterburners on and it was all over. Teeing it up is Josh Trumper, the sophomore. He'll get ready to kick it away for the Indians.
Well, what we've seen so far, both offensive lines have been pretty dominant.
The kickoff, a line drive that will be fumbled on the 12 and go, fortunately for Toms River North, out of play. Having trouble with the kickoff that time was Larry Mont, the junior. But fortunately, Mont gave it a little boot. Here's the touchdown run again.
He had a big hole in that left side, and he was gone.
I mean, really, Mark, he got there to the 50, and you're right. One guy had a chance right here. Here comes West. But he really displayed some firepower there. There's another angle. Kept his balance, and the first points of the night. 7-0 Toms River South. North will try to answer back now. They start inside their own 20-yard line. Rankin will throw on first down, and he has it complete. Is it complete? If it is, it's a fumble. No, the officials right on the play say no catch. Incomplete. There's a look at this great rivalry. You see how close it's been the last couple of years.
Well, again, North has won 3 of the last 4, 6 of 10, 6 of the last 10, even though South has dominated the series.
So it is 2nd down and 10 after that play ruled incomplete. They'll go on the ground, and forward with the football that time is Kennelly, and he gets about 5 out to the 24.
Kennelly on the carry. Brought down by Pete Aikens. Take that again for about 5.
Again, these are tough running backs. As he actually bounced off his own players, you saw that time, and still made some extra yardage.
Yeah, he bounced off his own player because Nick Carbone, Mark, got pretty good penetration that time and shoved the defensive line or the offensive lineman back into the backfield. So it's 3rd down and 5 now. Rankin to throw, a strong throw over the middle, but it sails high over the head of Dave West, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 4th down and another punt for the Mariners.
Wow. Number 1, Nick Zorju almost had himself an interception that time.
Now, Rankin's getting time, and as we mentioned, he was hitting on nearly 60% of his throws coming into the ball game, Mark, but he's well off that pace so far here in the first half.
Yep. It's been the secondary of Toms River South. I mean, they have done an outstanding job on these receivers.
Dave Lugo to punt it away for North. It is a good kick that turns over at the 43-yard line. Lots of hang time. Chris Shea returns only a couple of yards to the 47-yard line.
First down, South.
Steve Soriano, number 29, one of the guys down there on coverage.
Well, North, as we said, 6-0 coming in. You can see the results. Wins over Freehold, Southern, Marlboro, Jackson, Brick Memorial, and Manalapan last week. The tough part of their schedule, Mark, really behind them after tonight.
Well, how about the Thanksgiving Day with Toms River East? That'll be
another neighborhood rivalry, just a little one. Jump to throw on first down, nearly picked off. The guy with the best chance there was Robert Rossano, the defensive back, who couldn't quite reel it in.
That was a strange pass. It was thrown behind the receiver and the D-back. As you see, Toms River South, and of course, the only loss there to Brick, which is undefeated this season. Convincing win last week over Howe, and of course having to play Toms River North and Toms River East in successive weeks. That is not an easy schedule.
2nd and 10. Oh, we have 2 receivers in motion at the same time, and I think there was confusion. Trying to get a timeout late was Antoine Kearney, and I don't know whether he actually got a timeout or not, but there is a penalty flag thrown. Actually had 2 receivers. Kearney was moving along with the other guy on the far side, and they will be charged with a timeout because Kearney asked for it. So he's been granted it. Clock stops with 10:34 left to go till halftime.
Saved them 5 yards on that. A heady play. Jack, it's interesting that Toms River North has won 3 sectional titles, and yet Coach Nanny thinks his best teams were maybe last year and '95, and both of those teams were beaten by Shawnee. And you remember last year in the South Jersey Group 4 semis, North had a 21-0 lead in the 4th quarter.
That's right.
Shawnee beat them 24-21 in overtime.
10:34 to go till halftime. 7-0. Toms River South with the lead. We'll be back in a moment. Lead in the football, 2nd and 10 after the timeout. They'll go on the ground. Neal, who had the touchdown moments ago, tries to get outside and runs straight into the big defensive end, Chris Locker.
Josh Larkin. Takes down a loss of about 1, third down.
They say he loses a yard on this play.
Looked like they had an initial hold there. A nice block by Liguori, but Locker staying with it. And then, again, it was Larkin, 76, though, who got that first hit. He's been dominant here.
So 3rd and 11 after the loss of 1. Let's see if Jump goes back to the air. Pressure coming from West. They give it to Neal and run away from that pressure. And here he goes again. He's off and running. Neal inside the 20-yard line.
Jack, that was a terrific call because Toms River North set up a blitz that time. Number 30, Charlie Henry blitzed and actually overran the play. And Neal got a great opening that time.
That was Gonzalo Neal.
Neal hobbling
Watch
a
you
little
see
bit.
30. 30 was right behind him there, overran it, and then cutting in. I'll tell you, he reads his blocks well, doesn't he? He's not impatient, lets them set up.
He checked out of the lineup, though, after that run. But it is 1st and 10 for Toms River South inside the 15-yard line. They're threatening to go up by a couple of scores here.
That's Javon White on the carry. Goes down by number 99, Chris Locker.
Good pickup on 1st down of 7 that time.
Ball down about the 17-yard line.
Again, Mitchell Litchie getting a nice block, and Otis Davis carrying the ball, his first carry of the day. And there you see on the sidelines Neal.
Davis stays in the backfield at tailback in this I formation. 2nd down and 3. Movement. I think this is going to go against the Indians. Initially, it looked like defensive encroachment, but there was no flag. But then came movement on the left side of the offensive line for Toms River South, and the Indians are walking backwards. Here's your call.
The legal procedure against Toms River South, 5-yard penalty.
So instead of 2nd and short,
Dead ball foul, full start, offense.
that'll push the Indians back and make it a 2nd and 8.
Ball about the 22.
Mike Jump doing another solid job here so far for the Indians, who have a 7-0 lead and are threatening again with the ball just outside the 20-yard line. Play action pass. Jump under pressure, gets rid of it, and he forced that one up. Went through 3 white shirts. Very fortunate for Mike Jump. He was looking for Ben Wong. Wong had 2 white shirts around him. They would have taken a perfect throw here, Mark.
Yeah, and he tried to give himself some time rolling out left. Again, good blocking. Just overthrew it. But, Jack, one of the things we have to mention here in this first half is number 10, David West, has been on Kearney pretty much one-on-one, and he has done a very, very solid job on him. We have not heard from Kearney yet. We know about Kearney's big play ability.
Well, he had 8 catches for a career high last week, 3 touchdowns to go along with that. As Mark just said, different story so far here tonight. Let's see if they go his way on 3rd down. Now they're going to give it to Davis. They've been using this run play on 3rd down. Davis, though, can't turn the corner this time because of the terrific coverage by Matt Lazaro. Boy, Lazaro just put Davis in his sights, Mark, and came right after him.
First of all, they spread it out. They spread it out really well. Watch this number 2. Wrapping them up one-on-one, doesn't let them go forward.
Chris Shea will attempt a field goal. I'm sorry, Shea will be the holder. The kicker, of course, is Nick Liguori. 37-yard attempt. Does it have enough? It is no good.
No good.
Just missed by Probably not more than a couple of yards, but that will turn the ball back over to Toms River North, who really, Mark, dodges a bullet.
Absolutely, especially after a long run by Neal. Liguori, by the way, 4 field goals on the season, so that's about the distance he can hit from. So that was a good play to go for that field goal, even though they did miss it.
And in high school, of course, as long as the ball goes in the end zone and through the end zone, it is put back at the 20-yard line. That's where the Mariners take over 1st and 10. There you see time remaining here in the first half. Rankin will look to throw. He pulls it down, now pumps and fires, and the ball thrown over the defense, complete out to the 35. And it's West with his second catch of the night.
Brought down by Pete Rankin.
Well, that was a good throw by Rankin, huh?
Not only a good throw, tremendous play action that time. 69, Kyle Bilchrist actually held up that time, and there he is there. Held up momentarily because of the play action, and on the run. That is a very tough throw, as you see there, over the hands of Matt Long, number 4. See that from a different angle.
But you saw there how accurate that throw needed to be. Rankin on 1st down will throw again, and they've got it again, another 1st down, all the way out to midfield. Kennery was the receiver here, and that was just a quick hitter on 1st down.
It is, but again, another good job by Rankin on play action. Kennery, just look at it. 4 sharks around him, 4 Toms River South defenders trying to bring him down.
And the Mariners quickly, on just a couple of plays, pick up over 30 yards. They are in Indian territory at the 49-yard line. Back split this time, and they will go on the ground with Osborne. Osborne with a pickup of 4 to the 45.
Number 13, Osborne again. Brought down by number 63.
Stop made by Nick Carbone of Toms River South.
Jen got a great lead block, 22 right there on Bilquist. Kennelly. That's what they try to do. They try to get that lead block on that defensive end, Jack. Open up the middle, and North right now on a very successful drive.
2nd down, about 6. Play action pass again. Rankin again with a receiver, and that should be down right there. There was no whistle. It looked like, and I mean, we'll have to take another look, but it sure looked like number 42, Glenn Edwards, had his knee on the ground after this catch, but nonetheless, an open receiver, and Rankin put it on the mark.
Jack, Rankin is about as good at play action as anyone we've seen. Watch this. I was looking at him there. I actually thought he made the handoff there. Again, he hesitates, and now we'll see if Edwards' knee. It looked on the ground. Let's see the other angle right here. I don't know. He looks down, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's down.
Yep.
4 extra yards on the spot to the 31-yard line. Little delay give this time to Osborne, who can't get through traffic and picks up only about a yard.
Brought down by number 77, Nick Liguori.
It was actually a good idea that time, as Liguori was one of the first people on that tackle. But
2nd down 9.
again, North having success in the air there, and trying to go misdirection. Didn't work though. South was there with the play. Remember, these North backs are excellent coming out of the backfield, catching the ball.
2nd down and 9 after the running play. And they'll stay on the ground this time. And it's Kennelly with lots of room and another 1st down all the way down to the 16-yard line. Pickup of 13 yards and another Mariners 1st down.
Ball down again the 15-yard line.
Big hole here, Mark.
But again, he's breaking tackles too, Jack. I mean, they could have got him there, breaks another one there, breaks the 3rd there, and then finally is tackled.
You're right.
Time.
Stetsko really had a shot at him back near the line of scrimmage, but couldn't wrap him up. 1st and 10 for Toms River North. 1st threat or 2nd threat for them. They fumbled once earlier tonight. Ball carrier is Charlie Henry. Henry to the 10.
Brought down by Zorju.
But again, a good healthy pickup of 5 on first down.
And Henry, who does such a great job blocking, is a nice change of pace back. That time running behind Larkins, number 76. See, they've done a great job too, mixing their plays, keeping South off balance on this drive.
Henry and Kettley split now out of that I formation. A little misdirection play action this time, and they swing it to Henry out of the backfield. He's down. No, they say touchdown. Just inside the pylon. And it's Charlie Henry with the first touchdown of the night for Toms River North.
And we talked about the backs coming out of the backfield, but what terrific receivers they are. And I think Rankin, as you almost fooled you on that one with the play action that time. Imagine what happened with the defense. That's a terrifically done engineered drive there.
Glenn Edwards with an important extra point here. This could tie it up. Snap is high, but they get it down, and the extra point is up and good. So we're back where we started in this one. 4:20 to go till halftime. Deadlock now at 7 apiece. 80-yard drive by these Mariners after they stopped Toms River South. And boy, you can just feel in these games, Mark, the momentum shift back and forth, can't you? I mean, Toms River North had a shot inside the red zone earlier. They fumbled. Then they take advantage of stopping here. And again, good play action here for the touchdown.
That really held everything up. And Henry, look at the cut there that he makes and then barrels into the end zone. Of course, he had a 12-yard touchdown reception last week. So we know, I mean, the backs are really versatile on this team.
You know, Mark, I like the call, too, from the sense that you not only had play action there, but you had a little misdirection. You sent the play the other way and then released that receiver out to the left. And there's a look at your drive. Very impressive. Done very efficiently, those 80 yards in just 4 minutes and a second. Only 8 plays. And we're back in a tie at 7-7.
And let's see also if Edwards, they've been actually kicking it away from Kearney, number 3. For obvious reasons.
Fine drive kick, and they will keep it away from the big returners. Can Toms River South cover? I don't think so. The Mariners have it back at the 35. A squib kick will set up Toms River North with great field position. Like that Locker in to make the recovery for the Mariners.
Jack, it was absolutely great call on that, and Locker, the younger brother of Chris Locker, in on the play. And this is a great idea because hey, you don't want Kearney to burn you on the kickoff. Locker, 49, gets in there, recovers, and little momentum swing. Make that a big momentum swing here. I always say you strike right after a turnover. Let's see how they go out.
On first down, they'll keep it on the ground, and Osborne actually hit in the backfield that time. Good penetration again by Nick LaCorey, and he got a piece of Osborne to knock him down after only a gain of a yard.
Boy, LaCorey, for a 250-pounder, really moves well. Watch, you'll see 77, almost like a shoestring tackle right there, but got enough of them.
Ball came loose, as you saw in the replay, but that was clearly after Osborne was down.
Now, again, this is this type of situation. They've done a great job with play action here.
On 2nd and 9, they will go that way. Play action. This time Rankin under pressure, but he gets it out to West. First down inside the 15-yard line. West having a big night here tonight. Adds to a very impressive first half.
Brought down by Eichen and Steska.
Osborne getting enough of a block to get his quarterback some protection that time, and they're putting a little cushion on West, Jack.
Mark, did you see there, though, that Vin Saraceno was actually fooled on the play? He bit the play action. Had he continued on, he'd have had a sack. Full house backfield this time. 3 backs in there. Kettley with the ball. Comes loose, but they're going to blow it dead at the 8-yard line. They say the forward progress is stopped there. Pickup of about 6, maybe 5. Clock will continue to run here on second down.
Kennelly has a nose for the goal line. 8 touchdowns coming into tonight. Again, South has to watch these backs coming out of the backfield for in the passing game.
In that full house backfield, they remain. Osborne's got the ball this time, but Osborne can't get very far because Vinny Stetsko is right there hanging on from behind. I don't think anybody blocked Vinny that time.
Can you imagine, as we said, he had 21 tackles in a game earlier this season?
That'll wear you out. Getting in on a lot of plays tonight. Watch him. Boom.
Well, Henry had the first good block that time, but you're right. No one touched Stetsko, and he made the tackle.
He did get about a yard, so it's third down and a long 3. There you see the time remaining here in the first half as the clock continues to wind down.
Rankin has rolled to his left a lot to buy time. Let's see what he does here.
Power eye formation this time. Osborne with a block in front of him, but again, Toms River South reads it well, and there he is again. Stetsko in with some help to make the stop.
I'll tell you, it looked like there was some initial room that time because Henry got a great lead block, but then Stetsko, watch us see 30 right there, opened up some room, but then Stetsko coming in and closing and getting some help by Peter Eichen as well, number 10.
Does not look like the Mariners are thinking field goal here as the clock rolls down towards 1 minute to play. It's fourth and only about a yard. But if you're Toms River South, wouldn't this be a big momentum boost if you can stop the Mariners here right before halftime? Big play in this one. They'll sneak it, and I think enough forward momentum it looks like for Joe Rankin. They'll definitely call the chains out, I would think. You say no, huh?
I think he has it easily.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
I thought you were shaking your head no. You meant no, they're not going to bring the chains in.
Right.
Okay, you got a lot of momentum, and they will use a timeout because they'll need to stop the clock. It is stopped at the moment, but remember in high school, that's just to move the chains. As soon as they set them, they can start it again. So the Mariners will call timeout with 41 seconds to go here till halftime. Hey, next week, join us for an ACC interconference matchup between Virginia and the number 2 team of the country, the Terrapins of Maryland. Clock did not go out because of the crowd here. We've got some folks that are kind of walking in front of a shot once in a while. There, it's back now for you. 41 seconds to go. And that time is official as the clock's being operated up here in the booth. First and goal for the Mariners, trying to take a halftime lead. They'll keep it on the ground on first down. Do they have it? Very close. Looks like they're going to... No, touchdown. I thought they were going to mark it right at the 1. But that is a touchdown. And it is Andrew Kennelly.
Touchdown.
Toms River North to give them the first lead of the night.
2 yards out.
Well, mistakes have figured into this one. Toms River South using a turnover to get their first points of the night. And now Toms River North getting their first lead of the night after the problems on the kickoff moments ago. Extra point attempt up and good. There's the signal. 34 seconds left here till halftime. Now 14-7. Toms River North on top.
How about Bob Nanny going for it on fourth down? I mean, knowing that Edwards could make, that was well within Edwards' field goal range, but
yeah, we saw Edwards popping them from about 40 plus out before the game. So you're right. You know you could take the 3, but he decided to sneak it, and they cap it off with the touchdown run from Kennelly.
And I'll tell you, a lot of that was Kennelly. He was pushing the defenders over that time. You think he's a little pumped right there? Ninth touchdown of the season?
Well, even more than that, gives his team the first lead of the night, and they have a good chance to go to the locker room with that lead. Just 34 seconds left here till halftime. 14-7, Toms River North, they'll kick it away. And again, they'll do the same thing as last time. And again, problems. This time, though, it will finally be covered by Chris Shea. Shea takes it across to the far side of the field and is hit right at the 20-yard line. They're going to have to work on that, Mark, at some point.
By number 23, Joe Savitsky.
I said that's Chris Shea. We've had a number change, so Matt Long is number 4.
First down, 10 Indians for their own 20.
What do you do here if you're South? Do you take a knee?
Yeah, I think you do. Will they? Probably not. It is a tight formation, and they are. How about that? Coach Narducci with the call, and they take a knee, and that will do it for a very entertaining first half of play. I mean, we thought it would be. This game has been everything we thought it would be so far, with these two teams really battling for a long time in a scoreless battle. At halftime, it's 14-7. So far, the North on top. We'll be back in just a moment with Blue Cross Blue Shield highlights and statistics. Stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the end of the first half. Score Toms River North 14, Toms River South 7.
Again, highlights and statistics coming up in just a moment. Halftime score, Toms River North 14, Toms River South 7. We'll be back.
Just to remind you that all Toms River
Over by North, they get on the board, and they get on the board in a very big way.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Lonzel Neal hit that hole about as quickly as you're going to see it on there. I mean, it just showed a tremendous amount of burst on the run, Jack, because again, North was playing for pass, and look how quickly he goes. And then you'll see West come in here near the end to try to get him, number 10, and he's able to just run by. So that's just a great bit of speed.
Later on in the quarter, Toms River North stopped Toms River South when they were getting ready to add a second score. They marched all the way down the field, 80 plays in 8 yards.
And Rankin with the great play action to Henry. And we talked about how talented these backs are coming out of the backfield and can catch. And then Kennelly that time from 3 yards out for the touchdown, and really got a lot of that on his own.
Those were your first half highlights. Here's a look at your Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield halftime statistics.
Again, one turnover apiece. Toms River South, and you see the time of possession, Jack, and South was really moving the ball. That one turnover really costly for the Indians. Both of them just 1 for 5. Third down conversions, everything else pretty much equal, except look at the difference in the passing, and that's a little surprising because South came in with I think a little bit more of a highly touted passing game. But again, we talked about the job that West has done on Kearney and really shut him down here in that first half.
Well, Mark, Rankin started slow for Toms River North, but he has really heated up late in this second quarter. And you said the turnovers hurt. Yeah, they both hurt both teams. Both those turnovers represented points for the opposing team. So that's where we have it. Your halftime stats and highlights brought to you by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, making healthcare work. It's 14-7, Toms River North. We'll be back in just a moment with the second half kickoff. Stay with us. Version of the Atlanta Braves chop taking place here as the fans get back into it. The Indians get the ball to start things here in the second half. Only out to the 21, though, that time is number 9, James Wiggins, the senior, with a return for Toms River South, who starts the second half down 14-7. I'm Jack Hibbert along with Mark Narducci. We welcome you back to Toms River South, and this one's been a lot of fun. Capacity crowd here. I don't think they're letting people in at this point. Folks just lined up 3 and 4 deep around the stadium. And
Jack, how about Edwards that time? Kicks off and goes and makes the tackle and then gets the tee and brings it off the field.
Kickers think that's what they're supposed to do. I mean, you know. Well, South started the scoring in this one, as you saw moments ago. There's a look at some of this capacity crowd. If you weren't with us at the beginning of the ball game, I mentioned that Mark got here at 5 o'clock. That was a couple hours before kickoff. I got here shortly after that. The stands were already full. And if you get up and leave to get a hot dog, you lost your seat here.
Not only that, you have to wait a little for that.
Yeah.
That hot dog is cold by the time you get it.
It's not too cold. It's a cold dog. 1st and 10 for the Indians. They do start on their own 20-yard line. Mike Jump would like to jumpstart this offense to get things going here in the second half. You see he's had not a whole lot of passing yards here in the first half. Throws that one into no man's land. What I mean by no man's land is there was no man over there with a dark shirt.
Well, actually, he did a good job throwing that away because Chris Locker, number 99, was in on him that time. Didn't see any receivers open. Again, Jack, they've gotten pretty good initial pass protection. There you see Locker, and he threw away. That's the smart play instead of trying to throw it into coverage.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. Just underway here in the second half. Your Toms River North, having just scored a touchdown late in the first, you'd love to get an early stop here in this second half and stop the Indians before they can get any momentum going. They go on the ground. Neal's back into the ball game. And he looks healthy as he gets out to the 25-yard line.
By the way, Michelucci, number 44, has done just a great job as a lead blocker. Here you see him right here. Boom. Getting the surge there, and Neal has done a great job cutting. And by the way, we have to mention, when he had that 65-yard touchdown, he went over 1,000 yards for the season.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that. He's over 100 tonight, came in with well over 900. He's had a terrific year here in 2003. 3rd down and 5. Neal is the tailback in an I formation here. Long count by Jump. He dropped the ball. I think the Indians have it back. Let's see. Yes, indeed. They get it back, but it's going to be 4th down.
Well, a lot of times on a passing down, a quarterback sometimes will pull out a little quickly, and I think that's what happened that time with Jump.
You mean he jumped too soon? You didn't want to go there, did you?
Not at all.
4th down and 5. The Indians will punt it away. Andrew Triola with the punt nearly blocked, is getting in there in a hurry that time. The Toms River North return team, not a very good kick as it only gets out to midfield, and that's where the Mariners will take over.
Here's the Asbury Park top 10. Jack, Toms River North had been number 1 by the Asbury Park Press, hasn't lost, and dropped to 3. Kind of a gutty move by the newspaper. I don't think the people at Toms River North are too happy. There's Brick, and Brick and North will probably be meeting in that Central Jersey final. South 6, Wall, Toms River East. How about all 3 Toms River teams in the 7, Raritan, Keyport, and Red Bank?
Yeah, I mean, you familiar with polls a little bit. How do you not lose and lose your spot? I think that's what the Mariner fans are asking. Try to make a statement here tonight for sure. Osborne with the first carry for the Mariners here in the second half, and he picks up 4 to the 45.
Well, there you see 43, Vinny Saraceno did a fine job that time, playing off a block. Right there, played off the block by Locker and made the tackle. Excellent play.
2nd down, 7.
Jack, the only thing I could say is if you drop a team and they're still undefeated, you almost advocate running up the score.
Yeah, because how else could you hang on to your spot? You're right. I mean, all they did is go out and win again, and they dropped 2 spots. That's Kennelly, who's got a touchdown in this ball game. He gets only about 2 yards there to the 45.
I'll tell you what, Kyle Bilquist, number 69, has just done a great job from that defensive end, coming around on the backside right there.
That's a great play.
Yep, making the tackle that way. And Bilquist has had a great evening.
As a matter of fact, no gain on the play. Maybe even lost a yard. It'll be 3rd and 8.
The only thing I'll say this, one last thing about the rankings. When you do rankings, the most important thing is to getting it right. And the people at the Asbury Park Press, we talked to them before the game, talked to Joe Zadalis, they said, this is what we think is right.
Rankin to throw on 3rd down, and he's hit back at the 45-yard line. And hit hard. That's Chris Kirk, the senior middle linebacker, with a big hit.
Again, Jack, we've talked about these passers from both teams have had good initial protection. And again, the defensive backfields have been bottling up the receivers. See, there's a lot of time there. Finally, Kirk, and again, Rankin, give him credit for not forcing anything and just taking the sack.
kick that will go out of bounds at the 26-yard line. So that only a 26-yard kick. And Toms River South will take over there and get it right back on downs.
I think that guy, number 3 there, Kearney, we've talked about him getting on track. He has not yet. And I think South has to do something to get on the ball, whether it's a wide receiver screen, either whether it's a reverse or something, just to get him involved a little bit. And we've talked about the job Dave West has done.
Yeah, Kearney came in with 24 catches to the ball game and hasn't been heard from tonight. That was after 8 last week. Here's Neal, breaks out of the pack, and he's at the 40. One man to beat. Neal to the 40, and he's taken out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Explosive power from Lonzel Neal. Indians back in business offensively.
Just 5'8", 175 pounds. It looked like Charlie Henry had a real good shot at bringing him down, and Neal just shrugged it off and got a lot of extra yardage there. Watch you see right through there, and there's you see 30. Had a shot at him and couldn't quite get him. Neal high-stepping there too.
Once he breaks out of the pack, he turns on that little extra juice, and a big gain all the way inside the 40-yard line. Neal again, second man through. They faked the handoff first to Mitch Alici, and then Neal got to give for 3.5 yards.
Second down, 7.
Interesting how South started this game. Remember Mitch Alici getting a lot of the carries early in the game, and then all of a sudden Neal broke that 65-yarder. We haven't heard much from Mitch Alici lately.
I'll tell you though, he has been a tremendous lead blocker here tonight.
Oh yeah. Remains in at fullback behind Mike Jump, the quarterback. Neal, the tailback, on second down. Straight eye formation, and Jump will throw in the flat. Finally, they do get it to Kearney, and he's inside the 15-yard line to the 13. You said he needed to get involved. There you go, Mark.
And Jack, how do you get him the ball? A little wide receiver screen that time. Just steps 1 yard off the line, gets the ball. And it looked like the tacklers from Toms River North got a little bottled up with each other this time. Again, a very quick drop. And that's a great fake as he goes inside. You see the two defenders almost got in each other's way that time.
From the 14-yard line on first down. On count by Jump. Second man through is Neal, but he doesn't get through. Thrown to the ground quickly that time by Charlie Henry. We've been talking about Henry before we even started this game, and he makes another big defensive play there.
Well, you know, we've talked about how good both teams have been on play action, but also look at this fake by Mitch Alici. Everyone thought he had it there, and then Henry wasn't fooled by it. Came around, make the tackle.
Loss of a yard. Second and 11.
Watch that fade pattern.
Well, that went nowhere. Mitch Alici barely got the ball. I'm not sure. That almost looked like an option or a fake. He never pulled the ball out, and I don't think he could because the defense was on in a hurry.
Well, that guy, number 13, Brad Osborne, was the guy in there. You know, we know he's a running back on offense. He has very good speed. Jack, I expected to see some fade patterns. This is about the area that you might want to try something here. Let's see.
Triola at the bottom of your screen, Kearney at the top. They'll look Kearney's way. They're going to go out on a post pattern to Kearney, and it's tipped away. Nice defensive play out there by West, who got a hand on it because that ball was on the money.
You know, you want to put it up in the air and let him go get it. You know, he's a 23-foot long jumper.
West shaken up. He's going to the bench. Maybe a cramp.
Oh, there it is. Really, the long fade there. And West got his hand in right at the end there, as you saw.
Yeah, I don't know that he tipped it. We have a long field goal try now by Nick Liguori. This one way out. This one has enough distance. It's good. From 27 away, or was it 37? 32. How's that? We'll split the difference. 37, 27, 32-yard field goal. Little something from our vantage point to get the mark, but that's a big 3 points as at least Toms River South walks away with some points here, and with 5:18 left to go here in the third, now a 14-10 ball game.
And McGrory's 5th field goal of the season. Jack, it's going to be very interesting to see if Dave West comes back in there, because he's done a good job on both sides of the ball, but especially defensively.
Yeah, West has 3 or 4 catches tonight offensively, but as you said, he's really been a standout on the defensive side of the football. Made a great play there, and Mark, it looked a little like a cramp. You know, when you jump, sometimes you stretch that muscle just a little bit. And he may have Charlie horsed up just a shade. They
didn't succeed on that pattern, but I think Toms River South is going to come back to that.
Yeah, I think you got to. That was awful close. The kickoff deep splits the receivers momentarily, and here's Kennelly with a football. Broke a couple of tackles and gets out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. But Toms River South has creeped back in this. The field goal makes it 14-10. We'll be back in a moment. To go here in the third quarter. Toms River North with the football, and as you see the lead, 14-10. They had a 14-7 lead at halftime. And here go the Mariners. Back split out of the I formation, and Rankin looks to throw on first down. Lots of time this time. Over the middle, in and out of the hands of the receiver. Actually, Mark, 2 receivers there at the same time. Dave Lugo, and also, it looked like Stavitz was in the area also. And John Harnett also running a route back there.
Again, he has great protection that time. I think he's looking at a secondary receiver that time. You know, that's a ball Lugo knows he can get.
Yeah, in slow motion, those 2 receivers didn't look that close that time. They were in the same general area, but I think you're right, a catchable ball. Second down and 10.
Second down.
Rankin with a late hand off to Osborne, who tries to beat around the corner and does. Osborne all the way out to the 35-yard line before he takes a hit out of bounds by Matt Long. That's enough for a Toms River North first down to pick up a 12.
Jack, the guard Mike Foy, number 63, was just plowing people away. Look at 63 right there on that first block and seal. And then Osborne was able to get outside on that.
Osborne 5'10", 185, but he showed some pretty good speed that time as he beat Alvazar Zoraju around the corner. First down for the Mariners at their own 35-yard line. Rankin. Second man through is Charlie Henry, and Henry this time with only about a yard as he was dragging big Kyle Bilquist.
How many times has Bilquist made a tackle going from the backside playing that defensive end? I mean, he's shown great speed tonight at 210 pounds. Runs almost as quick as the running backs there. He's really done a fine job on that backside. And then when they've run at him, he's also done a great job.
Under 4 minutes to play now in the third. Just a yard on that play, 2nd and 9. South coaches trying to realign defensively. Did they do it in time? Rankin gets the ball complete out to the 49-yard line. Making the catch is Glenn Edwards, the senior for Toms River North.
Really impressed with how Rankin has been able to throw while he's on the move.
First down for the Mariners.
Been able to buy himself a little bit extra time.
49-yard line. First down 10.
Rankin's had another terrific night here tonight. We said he started a little slow in that first quarter, but boy, he's been right on target of late. 1st and 10.
Well, they've been mixing their plays, Toms River North, tremendously tonight.
Here comes the mix. They'll give it to Osborne. Second effort gets maybe 3. Looked like he was bottled up at the line of scrimmage and then just kept those feet going. Osborne's a tough customer, getting the bulk of the carries tonight.
I think you could say that about all of these Toms River North backs. They have gotten a lot of yardage after that initial hit.
Osborne looks a little winded there as his head tilted backwards just a bit. 2nd and 8. And Rankin to throw. He's got a little pressure this time. Does get rid of the football and gets it to Charlie Henry, who now is off and running with it. Henry inside the 35 all the way down to the 34-yard line. See that little move by Henry? Made a couple of guys miss after the catch.
And not only that, Rankin did a great job because that time Vinny Saraceno, 43, came in on the blitz. And he really made him throw it quickly. And here comes Henry. We talked about his moves and what he's done as a defensive player. But again, he's so versatile. You see him from the other angle there.
You know, it's amazing, Mark. You and I were talking about this before the game. Toms River North with big numbers on their squad. They bring almost 80, 90 guys on the field dressed. But they use a lot of guys two-way. And they get a lot of productivity out of them. And here's another one. Charlie Henry, of course, we talked to him at the top of the broadcast, making a big impact. Here's a little end around, and now an option play off the end around. They have a wide open receiver, but it's overthrown. How about that? Kennelly turns into the quarterback. He was looking for Edwards downfield and just let him a little bit too much, but the play worked, Mark.
Well, it worked because Kennelly sold it really well because they know Kennelly can run with the ball, and I think that's what everybody was expecting, and he pulled up and passed it.
Well, a lot of razzle-dazzle there. They faked inside. Watch this. There's a play action. Now here comes the end around.
And Kennelly's selling it. See, he looks like he's going to run, and then right there he sets up the throw. And
look at this, though. I mean,
yeah, wide open.
5 or 6 yard separation. Good call on first down, though, because they've got plenty of room here. 2nd down. Little delay give this time. Osborne.
Brad Osborne on the
Did you see Osborne that time send the defender back about 3 yards?
Number 25.
I mean, really, somebody hit him right at the line of scrimmage and turned into, they call it in football, a cockroach, dead cockroach in a hurry.
I thought that was a good play because I think South was playing for the pass on 2nd and 10 that time.
They didn't get a good spot either. They only put the ball at the 34-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 9.
Ball on the 34-yard line. 3rd down 9.
Winding down the last minute and a half here in the 3rd quarter. On 3rd and 9, Rankin has some protection. Now gets rid of the football and had to get rid of it because he got sandwiched in a hurry. In to make the play was Vin Saraceno. Hey, looking for more great high school football action? Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another hard-hitting battle on Comcast Varsity Sports Zone. There you see 2 more good ones depending on your region. North Penn, Pennsbury, the Pennsylvania, Delaware, South Jersey region. Hudson Catholic and St. Peter's Prep in North Jersey. If you're looking for some of the area's best teams, players, or coaches, keep it tuned right here to CN8 and get in the zone. They're going to go for it on 4th down, partner. No, they're going to punt.
Or are they?
I don't know. I'm confused. Yeah. They're going for it. How about that? I thought so. Kennelly's got the first down and more. And I don't know, boy. I'll tell you, Mark, I could see it. You could sense it. But the South defense didn't. The ball was only on the 34-yard line.
Yeah, and you know what else? It looked like they were going to run an option that time because Lugo was behind Kennelly. And it looked like he could have had the option to pitch to him.
Kennelly is shaken up and walking towards the sideline. And he has to check out of the ball game, so that could be a big loss for them. He went limping off after that play. Here's the fake, and it gets snapped to the up man. Kennelly involved with a little razzle-dazzle in this series of plays.
Yes, now watch, he has Lugo behind him. It almost looks like an option play here, Jack, see? And then he went...
Back to live action. They're going for it all on first down. Touchdown to West. From 19 yards out, Dave West beat the defense, and the fans from Toms River North have something to cheer about.
I guess his leg's okay.
Yeah, I think so.
20-yard touchdown strike.
The cramp is gone. 6 more points on the board for the Mariners. Boy, did Rankin put that one right on the hands.
You're right about Rankin starting out slow, but really closing quickly.
Extra point attempt, nearly blocked, but it is up and no good. How about that? I don't think there was a hand on it, but that was close to a block, and it may have rushed the kicker just a little bit.
Yep.
Extra point, no good, but the score remains with 33 seconds left here in the third, 20-10 on a picture-perfect pass from Rankin to Dave West. Here it is again.
Again with the pump fake, held the defenders, and West, look at that. West had turned long all the way around. He was wide open.
You know, I say Rankin put it on his hands. He did, but he actually threw it on the wrong shoulder mark. I mean, technically that should have been thrown to the outside, I believe. And he was so open that he had time to wait a little bit, turn to the other way, and make the catch. That's how open he was.
That's West's third touchdown reception of the season.
West had a big night offensively here tonight as well as defensively, but I think that's, unofficially his fifth catch of the night, and as Mark mentioned, his fourth TD. I'm adding them up as we go. Third touchdown catch of the year for West. 33 seconds left in the third. Toms River now with a 10-point lead, their largest of the night. There comes that squib kick again, and James Wiggins has it for South and is hit immediately at the 24-yard line. So the Indians have their work cut out for them, Mark, because now you start to think about the fact that we have just a little over a quarter to go, 31 seconds. Again, this is a team that last week exploded for 27 points in one quarter, but different team tonight in Toms River North for sure.
By the way, Ike in that time on that conversion kick attempt got great pressure, as we said, from Toms River South, and who knows, that could have a big impact on this game.
On first down, jump with a pump fake. Now he's airing it out and looking for Kearney, who nearly ran underneath it. Boy, does he have some afterburners, though, because he split the defenders, ran right on by, and had that been maybe a yard less, that could have been 6.
Well, we talked about what a great job West has done on Kearney all evening, but this time he got more than a step on him and just overthrown.
Kearney almost caught that in stride. You know, in looking at that play, too, it looked like Kearney didn't quite turn it on until the ball was released, and just not able to come down with that. Second down at 10. Go on the ground this time with Neal, who's had a big night.
Neal on the carry.
Neal with a carry here of about 4. That could be the last play of this third quarter as you see the time winding down. Slow to get up that time was Josh Larkins for North, but I think he's okay. And the third quarter here at Toms River South is coming to an end. 20-10. So far, it's North on top. 1 quarter to go, and we'll have that for you right after these words. I'm Jack Hibbard. Fourth quarter action from Toms River South. The Indians down 20-10. They have the ball on a third down and 6. Jump gets it out in the flat real quickly, but good coverage out there that time by Joe Savitsky, and that'll hold Toms River South short of that first down. Catch made by Andrew Triola.
Well, this South offense, they like to get receivers catching the ball and able to run after that, and as you said, Savitsky right there one-on-one. Now that ball a little high, and Triola had to wait for it. That took away some of the momentum, but that's a fine tackle by Savitsky.
So South does what they don't want to do, goes 1, 2, 3 and out, and will have to punt the ball away. North can expect this back in pretty good field position. Kick is fielded at the 40, and it's muffed momentarily. Now it's picked up, and look out. That could have been dangerous for Toms River South because good heads-up play by Glenn Edwards after the muff. Of course, you can't advance that, so they'll put it back at the 39-yard line.
About the 39-yard line, first down, 10 North.
It's a big game for both these teams, Mark, in terms of playoffs.
Well, North is leading Central Jersey Group 4 with 58, with a power rating of 58. Brick right behind at 56, and Toms River South leading in Group 3 in South Jersey with 47. Deptford behind 42, although Deptford does have a game in hand.
Timeout will be called by Rankin, who didn't like what he saw at the line of scrimmage. So that'll stop things with 11:13 left to go here in the fourth quarter. We saw those power rating points, Mark. Interesting. Toms River South, big enough to be a Group 4 school, but is a Group 3 school in football.
Yeah, because what they did in football this year, Jack, they put schools separately. Like if you don't field a football program, before you would still be whatever group you were. Now they're taking those schools out of it, so they're moving some other schools up, some down. So yeah, they're Group 3 in football.
Next week, don't forget to join us for another big ACC interconference matchup between Virginia and the #2 team in the country, the Terrapins of Maryland. It's college soccer here on CN8. Half the team new to Virginia this year, so the Cavaliers will have an uphill battle in this one against one of the strongest defenses in the nation, Virginia and Maryland, here on CN8 next Friday at 8 p.m. First and 10 after the timeout. Osborne with the carry on first down, and Nick Liguori is there to stop Osborne before he can get too far. Mark, we were talking not only about those that group distinction as you take another look at the defensive play by Liguori.
And again, look at Neil 30 just pushing people out of the way.
And we could talk about this maybe a little bit later in the broadcast, but a lot of redistricting too in the playoffs this year with some of the teams that folks are used to seeing in South Jersey now moved up to Central.
Right, which is North. North had always been, but it's kind of weird. Toms River North goes to Central, but Toms River East and Toms River South are still in the South.
Second down and about 7, and a good play-action fake as Rankin gets it out to Kennelly, and Kennelly near midfield but short of the first down. And by the way, good news for Toms River North fans, Kennelly looks like he's okay. A little slow getting up there, but walking pretty good right now.
I'll tell you, one of the reasons why this Toms River North team is so successful in offense, look at the great play action right there. Everyone holds up.
Including our camera.
Yeah.
Pretty good fake when you can fake our guys out.
But Kennelly, Henry, the Osborne, these guys have been very good catching out of the backfield. That's another dimension it gives this offense.
Third, we'll call it a short 3. And they'll keep it on the ground. Osborne will be very close, and I think with the spin right at the end of the run, he's got enough for the first down. It'll be close, and they'll probably call for the chains.
Jack, I'll tell you what, number 69, Kyle Bilquist, the defensive end for South, has just had himself a whale of a game. Again, he got great penetration here. And
with the best shot there, best shot, Mark, was by Matt Long, but he couldn't quite wrap him up. That would have been for a loss. As it was, Osborne got enough for the first down. Might see North try to churn out some clock on this drive. They've got a first and 10 at the 50. Nope, Rankin will air it out again, and he has Edwards at the 39, and Edwards all the way down to the 31-yard line. That's a pickup of 19 and another first down.
Jack, it's interesting because I was thinking also run the ball that time, but Rankin does such a great job right there on play action to Osborne. He's just holding everybody up. And I'll tell you, he's gotten a lot more accurate here after that rough start. I just think that play action has just done so much to open things up for this team. And he's been as good at it as anyone we've seen this season.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Another play action fake. Rankin's in trouble this time, though. He's dropped by Bilquist right as he gets rid of the football. That'll be an incomplete play.
And a nice job by Bilquist that time, showing some sportsmanship, helping him up.
Second down, 10.
Helping him up after he plasters him. Bilquist has had to help a lot of people up here tonight because he's putting them down.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, this rivalry of these teams, Mark. I mean, I think on the field they're foes. I think off the field they're friends. You get the feeling, don't you? I mean, the fans give you that feeling.
Yeah. Yep.
Officials talk things over about where they want to spot the football. They're going to move it closer to the south sideline.
Now, on second and long, a lot of times tonight, Toms River North has either gone like with a misdirection, a delay, a draw.
Second down, 10.
Just when South probably expecting them to pass. Let's see if they run the ball in this play.
They do. And it's Osborne who gets outside a couple of blocks, still on his feet. There's a flag on the play, but Osborne is still going inside the 20 and gets all the way down to the 18. That's enough for a first down, but I think this one's coming back. May have been a reason why he found so much open space. Let's wait and see. You know, as we wait for the call, Mark, still a lot of time for Wilkerson and South here. I mean, you know, there's 8:53 left in the game, but this defense has got to make a stop on this drive.
Holding offense. We're going to replay second down.
Get some help there.
Well, Jack, as we said, they went misdirection with a running play on second down.
That'll be a second down about 18.
Don't see the whole. Ooh, almost a clip.
There's a
that
tackle.
time.
Does that count?
Yeah.
From the spot of the foul, it'll be.
Let's look at it here again from this other side. Can't quite see it.
Penalty for the spot of the foul makes it second down and 18.
Watch the backs out of the backfield.
Yeah, Kennelly becomes a receiver in the slot, and he gets the football. Coming out of that backfield inside the 30-yard line, still on his feet. Kennelly all the way down near the first down marker. How about that? Way to go, Coach.
Brought down by not long.
You know, and that almost, you could almost see that developing because Kennelly comes out of the backfield, holds up in the slot, and then he's wide open for the catch.
Again, he just slips out there, waits, and nobody there in the flat.
How about the block by Charlie Henry, too, to hold up his man, just give Rankin enough time.
Henry's been plastering people all night.
Pickup of 19 after the penalty. There goes Kennelly again in the slot. Rankin's got lots of time this time, gets rid of the football, nearly had it intercepted. Boy, that was the best chance all night as Vinny Stetsko was there, but couldn't reel it in.
They tried to fake it one way, clear the other side, and Toms River South didn't bite on it that time. And I think Stetsko will tell you that's one he should have.
But love the call, though. I mean, they had it set up because it was the same formation as the play before.
And they're going the other side.
Yeah, and then they come back on weak side. And you know what? That was one of the worst decisions we've seen Rankin make all night because lots of red shirts around there.
He was looking for Kennelly. You could tell on that pass pattern.
Second down after the incomplete. Exactly 8 minutes to go. They're throwing again, and it's Kennelly again. He's got a first down. More. Kennelly still on his feet down near the goal line, and it looks like they'll mark his progress stopped at about the 1.5.
Jack, they're just sending the same thing. They're sending Kennelly out of the backfield, swinging it out to him, and letting him do the rest. And it's something South hasn't shown it could stop. And it's been that same play to that right side. He's been getting open, and nobody's been picking him up.
First and goal for Toms River North after another nice play by Kennelly. You see he got right down to the goal line. Second look at it. Back to live action on first and goal. Rankin on the keeper. He gets a shove from behind. Was it enough? Yes, touchdown. Well, Joe Rankin's done it with his arm. Why not let him do it with his legs? His first touchdown running tonight. And Toms River North adds to their lead.
It's interesting. You don't call this TR North team, maybe you don't call them explosive, but they're the most efficient offense that we've seen this season.
And that caps off a pretty good night by the senior quarterback here at Toms River North. Extra point attempt is not pretty and not good. I don't know what in the world happened there, but that wasn't even close that time by Edwards, and so the score remains 26-10.
Well, Pete Eichen's done a nice job on those PATs, getting in there and getting some pressure for Toms River South. But I'll tell you, how about the game management by Rankin?
Yeah, very impressed by his ability and by this Toms River North team. I mean, they're making a statement tonight about being dropped those 2 places in the poll, huh?
Yeah, I think they should be ranked highly. By the way, keep in mind, Toms River South, win or lose this game, is going to be in the Group 3 playoffs. And I'll tell you, from what I've seen tonight, and I've seen Deptford, we've seen Deptford a few weeks ago, they are going to still be the two favorites in Group 3 and a very, very formidable team there.
Remember, this game is, these two teams play in different divisions. They're both in the Shore Conference, but Toms River North atop the American Division. Toms River South in second place behind Brick in the Constitution Division. Again, the ball is fielded short on the squib kick. James Wiggins. And Wiggins across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Looked like Nick Zubko had a hit and knocked that ball away, number 15. And we have to say something. The Toms River North special teams have done an outstanding job here tonight.
Yeah, remember earlier they actually set up a touchdown on one of those squib kicks.
We talk about how dangerous that Kearney has brought a punt back this year, brought a kickoff back for a touchdown, and they've done the smartest thing. They've kept it away from them.
Well, the fans trying to get their team back in it. Toms River South with the ball, but down by 16 now with just 7:18 left in the ball game. Jump will go to the air on first down, a middle screen. That ought to be interference, shouldn't it? Was the ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, Mark? That's the only way that you don't get a flag there, and that must have been what happened.
I think it was tipped. I think that was a good no call.
Let's take another look here. If it's tipped at the line of scrimmage, then it's free game.
Locker 99.
Yep, there it was. Good call.
Yep.
Terrific call by the officials that time as the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. So second down and 10. On the ground, Neal, who's had a great night, spins away from one tackle and gets out across the 42-yard line, carrying a couple of folks with him, including Chris Locker, the defensive end.
Let's go North!
Neal's a tough little guy, too. As we mentioned, went over 1,000 yards rushing tonight. Just 5'8", 175 pounds. Hurry up offense for Toms River South. There's a first down to Anton Kearney.
Well, again, up by that margin of 16. I mean, West is going to give him a little bit of cushion. And Jack, I just get the feeling this game's not over yet. I mean, they've had some classic games in there, and
we said it at the top of the show. No lead is safe. Maybe not even 16 points with 8 minutes almost left.
I mean, everybody would like to be in North's shoes, but South has some explosive people.
Across midfield into North territory here with a first down, and here's one of those explosive guys, Neal, near another first down. He came in averaging 9 yards, a little over 9, almost 9 yards a carry, 8.8 yards a carry, and he's helped that average tonight. There were his statistics coming into the night, and as we mentioned, he's over 1,000 yards now, including a 65-yard touchdown in the first half. 2nd and 1 after the gain of 9. Here again, they get the ball out to Kearney, and Kearney scurries to the 31, gets out of bounds, and stops the clock.
Jack, you know what, though? You know what's going to work if they try it? The out and up to Kearney, because now they're giving him a little cushion. Now they might play him a little tougher, and then he could go by. I mean, I think that's something South may want to try to call.
Well, I mean, he's shown the ability to go by even when you're expecting him to go by. And there you go. West comes up a little bit closer this time. Just a 5-yard cushion at the bottom of your screen. 1st and 10. Like Jump, the quarterback, with a give to Neal. Neal straight up the middle, and Neal across the 25 to the 24-yard line.
You know, it's impressive how South is operating this no-huddle offense. A lot of high school teams are not this crisp in a no-huddle. In fact, a lot of teams don't use a no-huddle.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of teams don't even run it. 2nd and 5. Jump. Looking to the end zone, and it is through the hands of the intended receiver that time, James Wiggins. That's a pretty good throw by Jump, Mark. Decent coverage, but the ball was there.
Nick Zubo on the coverage that time. The ball was there that time. And, Jack, you have to have quite an arm to make that pass.
Little fade of the corner here. Not a little fade. I mean, that's from over 20 yards out.
That's really only the second fade that they've thrown. And yep, right there. Right. Don't know if he would have been able to keep his feet in bounds anyway.
Would have been a nice highlight reel, but It's 3rd and 5 instead. Neal gets it on a late handoff, and Neal, I think, has got enough for a first down as he gets inside the 20-yard line. Drive continues. And you know what? They're making good use of the clock here. Remember, just a little over 2 minutes has expired since they took over. And they're marching down the field, 1st and 10. Jump again, looking to the outside, and again he has Kearney. Kearney really needs to get out of bounds if he can, and he does at the last minute, but they're going to say, oh, now they will stop the clock. For a second, it looked like he was going to wave his arm to continue the clock, but clearly Kearney got the ball out.
And that's a big play for South. Instead of having to, use the hurry up and everything, they're
going to use it anyway,
yeah.
Even with the clock stopped.
Now, this is the time when I go the other side. I would try the fade to Kearney this time. They're close enough in.
Kearney, however, is on the short side of the field here at the bottom. They'll give it to Neal. Neal through traffic, still on his feet, and Neal to the 6-yard line. Another first down for South.
Now remember, the clock will stop as they move the chains, and then it'll start again. But South has been there lining up in time and really not wasting any time.
And a timeout called by Toms River North. So the Mariner defense back on their heels a little bit, and really, Mark, not reacting well to this hurry-up offense of Toms River South. It's 26-10. We'll be right back.
All these CDs have to go, so we're giving them away. That's right. We've got so
for Toms River South trying to get back in this one, down by 16.
How about the slant this time?
After the timeout called by North and movement by Toms River South, I believe.
See,
unless there was contact before. Nope.
They put Kearney in the slot that time, and it looked like they were going to run him to run a slant.
I got dead ball. We got a false start. Offense. First down. I hope we can get.
Well, that pushes the ball back to just outside the 10-yard line. Call it the 11, where it'll be. There's a look.
Yep.
Left side of that line. Jumped too quickly.
First down.
Now Kearney is. Hawkins is all the way yet. Kearney's at the bottom of your screen, out of your picture right now.
Now he's in a position to do a
first
fade.
and goal for the 11, and there it is. Does he go up and get it? He does! Touchdown!
Ladies and gentlemen, that was an 11-yard pass from Mike Jump to Antoine Kearney.
Antoine Kearney, his first touchdown of the night, and a good time for it.
Jack, the play before on the penalty, they had him in the slot. They couldn't throw him the fade there because there was another receiver right by him. This time they isolated him on the right side and did it. Excellent play.
Well, he really outworked the defender that time because pretty good coverage, but Kearney went up and got it and brings home the 6. Now, being down by the 16 points, obviously South has got to convert on 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions to tie this up. So this is a big play here, a 2-point conversion, which would make it an 8-point deficit.
Slant to Kearney.
Now he comes in the backfield. There's a late option. Kearney's got it. He's got a hole, and he's got the 2-point conversion. That's a nice play, huh? Saw the hole and used a little cutback and got it in, and that's the first of what has to be 2 scores. Now, again, the defense has got to come out and make a stop, but how about this South team showing some character, Mark? Right back in it now at 26-18.
Excellent job. Here's the fade pattern. Again, you talked about he had to actually make an adjustment and come inside and get the ball on West. Here's another angle of it. Look how he got his body inside in the position. That's great positioning that time by Kearney.
Well, and you know what? You're right. The way he made that play is he used his body to shield off the defender. And once he did that, he was able to reach out and make the catch. And as you saw, he really had to hold on there at the end to make sure that he got the 6.
That was his 10th touchdown of the year. Now, North has had a lot of success squib kicking it. Let's see what South does. I mean, at 5:05, is it too early to try an onside kick?
Yeah, I think it is. But, you know, again, your defense has got to stand up tall. They were pretty much manhandled the last time North had the ball. So We'll see.
I would try an onside kick here.
Well, still 5:05 left. Remember, South took less than 3 minutes last time to score. So they've got to feel that their offense might be able to do the job. Here's Kennelly on the return. Kennelly right up the middle, and a good return out across the 30-yard line to the 35. Well, it's been a great game tonight, and if you're looking for more great high school football action, be sure to tune in tomorrow. We've got hard-hitting battles on Comcast Varsity Sports Zone. Another 2 good games coming your way, depending on your region. So if you're looking for some of the area's best teams, players, or coaches, keep it tuned to CN8 and get in the zone.
Jack, do you think the Toms River South defensive coaches are saying, watch out for the pass out of the backfield?
Well, no question. They really hurt this South defense last time with plays out of the backfield. There's the 2-point conversion.
Look at Neal blocking there and really getting some key blocks in there for Kearney.
And it looks like we've got a timeout before we can get things started here. Didn't see who called that timeout. But anyway, they stopped the clock with 4:57 left to go here in the 4th. And right now, even though Toms River North is leading 26-18, they've got to feel like they're back on their heels a little after a very impressive drive by South.
Jack, we didn't see who called that timeout, but North only had 1 timeout left. So I'll tell you, South's feeling a little bit of renewed enthusiasm right now. And you didn't think that either team was just going to quit in this game, did you? As we talked about, North coming back from a 27-7 deficit in last year to win.
We're just told that they believe that it was North who called the timeout. So if that is, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. There was confusion about that up in the booth here. 1st and 10. They go with that full house backfield, which they used earlier tonight, and try to grind it out on the ground. Now, this is interesting, Mark, because this is what you need to do, because you need to take some clock off, but by the same token, the real success for this team has come through the air. Couple of yards for Charlie Henry on 1st down.
Now, if you're South, you're not going to use a timeout yet, although if you make a big play right here on 2nd down and it's 3rd and long, you might think about using one of those timeouts.
That's the time remaining. Remember, they marched the whole length of the field, like I said moments ago, in less than 3 minutes. So still plenty of time if they can get the ball back here on a defensive turnover. There's a fumble. Who's got it? South thinks they got it. We'll wait for the officials. And yes, indeed, the Indians have it back. They take over on the Toms River North 37-yard line.
Wow. John Urell, number 41 there, recovering the fumble. Again, it looked like it was going to be a running play again. And
Rankin just came out from center without the ball, Mark.
And when you saw that replay, you saw how far away Urell was when the ball was initially fumbled. He came a long way in to get that.
Boy, you said it at the top of the broadcast. No lead is safe in this game and in this rivalry. And right now, North has got to feel that kind of pressure defensively. 4:02 to go. Could we be looking at our first overtime? No, a turnover, intercepted, coming back the other way. West has it at the 40-yard line, out to the 43. And South gives it right back. First interception of the night by either team. And, you know, we talked about momentum, Mark. This game shifts back and forth by the seconds.
Well, they threw a slant that time to Kearney, and we said they had not thrown that many slants, and they liked to run that pattern that time. Again, the protection's good enough right there.
It was high.
It was high.
You know, sometimes, Mark, and, you know, we've seen it a lot. These kids get a little juiced up, the adrenaline's flowing, and jump just through that one, let it sail a little bit.
You know what? This game is still not over, though. I mean, there is plenty of time if they can make a defensive stand.
1st and 10. Osborne on 1st down. Gets around the side and picks up about 2 or 3 before he's caught from behind by Vinny Stetsko. South will call for a timeout and try to stop the clock. They do with 3:42 left.
I think Saraceno thought he had a good shot at him right there and just couldn't quite hold on. And I think Stetsko did a good job of holding that to a short gain.
Picked up 3 on the play, and as we mentioned, South uses a timeout. And they'll probably have to call another one after this next play, provided it's not a first down for Toms River North. Well, you know, if you are South, you really do have to not even give up a first down at this point to have a legitimate shot. There is the timeout story. South can stop it a couple of more times. North cannot, although they could care less about that at the moment.
Jack, all this game is showing me is both of these teams are going to go deep into the postseason. I don't think there's any question about it.
Well, we've been talking for over a week about the epic battle that this would be, and it's turned out to be just that. 26-18. North trying to get rid of 3 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock and hang on. Reverse and inside man is Kennelly. He's got a very, very important first down as he gets to the 42-yard line of Toms River South, and you can almost feel the air coming out of the balloon right now.
Wow, Charlie Henry once again, 30, getting another key block in there.
That's a nice call, Mark. They used misdirection that time and really fooled the defense.
And also Larkin, 76, just plowed people away.
And it is quiet for one of the few times tonight here on the Toms River South side. Still a chance. Remember, South with 2 timeouts, but now, as you can see, just a little over 3 minutes to go. Defense comes up tight, expecting the run. They get it from Osborne, but he breaks a couple of tackles. Osborne still on his feet to the 30-yard line. He has another Toms River North first down.
You know, once he broke that far, from a Toms River South perspective, it's better that he got the first down at that point. But Eichen tackling him, and how many yards have these guys gotten after the first hit? And look at those legs keep going. I'll tell you, pound for pound, this might be the toughest backfield that we've seen this year.
Interestingly enough, though, Mark, you look around this crowd, nobody is leaving. 2:42 left to go. They'll give it to Osborne again. He jumps over the line of scrimmage and jumps right into a defender's arms, and this time
now
South will use the timeout. Right. Stops the clock with 2:31 left to go.
Gain of about 2 yards.
Next week, you can join us for ACC soccer right here on CN8. It's a great matchup between the #2 team in the country, the Terrapins of Maryland, and the University of Virginia. Tough challenge for those Cavaliers that have pretty much half their team brand new. But you can see one of the strongest defenses in the nation from the Maryland Terrapins. That's the #2 team of the country right here on CN8 next Friday at 8 o'clock. 1 timeout remaining for this Toms River South team. Showed a lot of character here in this fourth quarter. They were down by 16 points not more than 6 minutes ago. They've cut it to 8. But both the teams have traded turnovers in the last couple of minutes, and now it's North threatening to put this one away.
The bottom line is, if North doesn't get another first down, South is going to have a chance.
Right. They'll get the ball back. That's right. But it will be contingent on that.
I'll tell you, Josh Larkins, number 76, as we talked about, had a visit to Purdue. He's really played well on both sides of the line here tonight for Toms River North.
2nd and 8. Kennelly in that slot again, and Rankin will keep it around the right side. He'll be short of the first down, and Toms River South will use their final timeout. There you see the clock stopping at 2:20 left in the ball game.
First time we've really seen Rankin, because he's done such a great job at play action and then passed it, but obviously he wasn't thinking pass at all. Nor will he on 3rd down either. It's not a bad idea, though, because it gives the South defense something else to think about, Jack, because they had been sending running backs right through the middle. Then Rankin kept it and went outside.
Now, Mark, an interesting thing here to think about, and just to think about. If they don't pick up the first down here, do you think about maybe a 40-plus yard field goal that would put it away? I mean, the worst thing that happens is you kick it into the end zone and it gets put at the 20.
Well, or you get it blocked and then go the other way.
Well, that's the worst thing that could happen. You're right.
I would not. I don't think I'd go along those lines.
Too far away, probably, to take the chance.
Well, we'll see.
Well, South's got to take care of business first on third down here. And remember, they cannot stop the clock. So this is almost a guaranteed running play. They'll line up in a power I formation and try to power this thing through. There's Kennelly, and I think he's short of the first down, but close. Very close. He needed to get to the 19 and a half, and I think he's just outside the 20.
Well, I would go for
it. Look at this. North says they've got a first down, so maybe they do. We're at a bad vantage point here on an angle, but let's take another look.
Wow.
Yeah, they got a first down and they're going to call for the chains, and that should probably do it. Oh, that'll be it, Mark, because really they don't have to pick up another first down here. The clock will be down to zeros by the time they get the fourth down now, and Toms River South can't stop the clock.
You just take a knee here.
They're going to hand off, which I agree with you. I think I'd take the knee. You risk a fumble here, but at any rate, Osborne will carry. What a night he's had. And I agree with you, Mark. You know, you said a little while ago that you thought North just displayed great balance tonight. Remember, they started the night offensively by running, established that run, you know, we're grinding it out, punishing the defense, and then all of a sudden went to play action, which made South kind of get back on their heels, thinking they were getting run, and they were getting beat bad with a pass.
I think the biggest thing, though, was the passes out of the backfield to the running back. I think the success that North had with that, and now they're lined up. They're going to take a knee here now.
Particularly in this second half, as Rankin does take the knee with 52 seconds. And by my calculations, he should only have to do that one more time, maybe.
Now, keep in mind, South will have two losses to North and Brick, who are both undefeated. At least Brick was coming into tonight. So, as we said, South will be a formidable team in Group 3, and North will be just the same in Group 4 in Central Jersey. What a game tonight, huh?
Boy, we thought it would be a good one coming in, and these fans and you fans at home watching on CN8, I hope you feel the same way. Have been treated to a terrific contest in one of the great rivalries in all of New Jersey.
Jack, I think we mentioned it before, too, about the sportsmanship that we've seen from both sides in this game, and clean, hard football, and Bob Nanny's getting congratulated there.
It's been a lot of fun, and I think it's been a lot of fun for those Toms River North teams. I think it was a lot of fun for Bob until he just got ice water down his back on about a 40-degree night. But I think he'll take it because he gets the win. 26-18, Toms River North wins the Battle of the Town tonight. We'll be back to wrap it up from Toms River South right after these words. River North Mariners, winners here tonight by a final of 26-18. I am Jack Hibbard. It's time now for our Blue Cross Blue Shield play of the game, and it happened with about 5 minutes left in the ball game. Toms River South, after just scoring moments ago, threatening again to get this thing even, and a big defensive play by Dave West, who had an outstanding game tonight. This is the play that really set up, sealing the win for Toms River North. It moves them to 7-0, and out with winning coach Bob Nanny is Mark Narducci. Mark?
All right, thank you very much, Jack. Coach, first of all, congratulations. Talk about the emotion of this game, the atmosphere and everything, what it's like to be part of this.
There's no question about it. You know, everybody talks about this game really doesn't mean anything because not in your division, not in the playoffs. But to us, this is the most important game of the year. There's no question about it. You know, North-South has always been a big rivalry for us and our kids across town. And I don't know what it is, but I get really keyed up for this game, and I think the fans do. It's a great social event. And our kids just come to play. Both sides, you know, both teams came to play tonight. There's no question.
Coach, it looked like tonight the pass almost set up the run, especially hitting backs out of the backfield. You had a lot of success with that.
Yeah, and they came into this game, I think, trying to stop us running the football. We've been very successful early in the year running the football, and but we can throw the football. Joey Rankin's a great quarterback, and we have excellent receivers in Dave West and Andrew Kennelly out of the backfield, and we have some great kids that can catch the ball. And I think when people load up on us, that we showed them tonight that we can throw the football.
Well, the other thing that threw them off was Rankin did as good a job at play action as anyone we've seen. You told us off camera you work at that a lot.
Yeah, we do, and you know, when he doesn't do a good job in practice, he hears about it. There's no question about it. But Joey's a seasoned quarterback. He got a lot of time last year. You know, he's experienced. He's a leader out there. He doesn't panic. If you notice, he you know, he's smart. You know, I think he made one bad play tonight, you know, where he tried to force a ball. But other than that, Joey's very smart. He knows when to get rid of it. You know, he knows how to take command out there, and we're just excited, you know, that we're 7-0 right now.
How about the game West had? Because he had Kearney, you had him on there. He was out on an island a lot, and he really did a terrific job on a great player.
He's probably our best overall athlete on our football team, Dave West. And, you know, I think Kearney has a little better speed than him, but Dave has good speed. But Kearney, you know, we knew he can get behind him, but if anybody could get it done was Dave West, and that's why we had him there tonight. And people got to realize he's sprinting just about every play, because they send him downtown so many times, and then he's playing offense too. So, and then he plays special teams. He's just a great player.
Hey, now how can people say this game's not a division game, it doesn't mean anything? You're number one in Central Jersey in power ratings. They were number one in South Jersey. This has playoff ramifications for seedings.
Oh yeah, it does for that, but you know, not for our division, and we're not in the same region for the states. You know, South Jersey or Central Jersey, and they're in a different group. But yeah, but just for bragging rights, you know, this is a big game for us, and you know, like I tell everybody, if I have to win one game, this is the game that I want to win.
Coach, one last thing. We remarked about it. Teams played as hard as you'll want to see. Both teams looked like they showed a lot of good sportsmanship. These guys really showed that out in the field tonight.
Yeah, you know what, for as heated as the rivalry is, I thought the kids played excellent tonight. There wasn't no, you know, everybody just played clean, hard football.
Bob, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Big victory. Bob Nanny of Toms River North. Another big victory as the Mariners improve to 7-0 on the season with another win there. Some very interesting statistics in this ball game, and we'll go to those statistics of the Toms River North, Toms River South game. Jack?
Well, you know, Mark, we mentioned it. We thought that North got a little bit of a slow start here tonight, but, you know, as you can see, particularly in the passing department, I thought just an outstanding game. Coach mentioned it by Joe Rankin this evening, who, as you said, great play action, and that opened up a lot of wide-open receivers out of the backfield, and they finished with some big numbers in the passing department and some big numbers offensively. And if it hadn't been for that last drive by South, those numbers would even be more lopsided. The turnovers, isn't it interesting tonight, Mark? Not a lot of turnovers, but they were very big in the outcome of this ball game.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you know, we talked about Rankin and what a great job that he did play action. He's also now gone over 1,000 yards for the season, and the balance that this team had between the pass and the run, I thought it was very impressive. I thought the play calling was excellent tonight.
Well, Mark, you know, you and I have not done a lot of ball games here, but this one was fun. I mean, I hope the fans at home felt that. It was a great rivalry, and as you mentioned, I thought something very key with Coach at the end was that, you know, this is